is the Wildcard Rule ruining SmackDown. I'm Ollie Davis. This is Chopper Pete Quinnell standing in for Luke Owen because Luke is in full Godzilla mode today. He's making loads of videos on Godzilla.
Godzilla stream.
Yeah, they use that Foley in the actual movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And of course, we are joined by WrestleTalk.com's Randy Andy Datson, who will be checking the audio from not playing back into the microphone. And he'll be taking your super chats, which we'll be getting to in a bit. Of course, press the thumbs up button, leave us a normal comment, subscribe, have a super click party while we talk about that wildcard rule. Where are you at on the wildcard rule?
I hate it.
Did you always hate it?
Yeah.
You hated it from the get-go?
Always and forever, yeah. As soon as they announced that, I was like, for God's sake. It was one of those things where I just thought, well, this is exactly how it starts going back to being boring and not brand splitty, and it's going to be completely contrived and pointless and no one knows the rules. And I was right.
Yes.
It was great. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was optimistic. I remember when it happened.
You fool.
Initially, I was like, that's a bad idea. Because I quite like the integrity of the brand split.
Me too, yeah.
Even though that went to pot in the build-up to WrestleMania, at least I was like, but after WrestleMania, it's going to be back to two distinct brands, and Survivor Series is the one night a year when those two brand stars go head-to-head in direct competition. But the wildcard rule thing happened, so I thought, but, ratings are down. They do need a Hail Mary, and they did it. And I've got to say, for the first week or so, I was like, you know what? It is fun seeing Sami Zayn on SmackDown. It is fun seeing Roman Reigns also on SmackDown.
And Raw.
Yeah, because
he's a SmackDown guy now.
I'm pretty sure he's a SmackDown guy.
Pretty sure.
They made a big deal out of it.
I mean, the Superstar shakeup is still happening? Is it?
I don't know. It's never going to end. And one of the main worries was that back in the day, after the initial brand split, the original one in 2002,
maybe
sometime, there was a long period where one show was better than the other. WWE have only got a limited capacity. And then they sort of gave up on that and just said, Raw's the main show, SmackDown is going to be the repeat show. Because really, you think you've got two brands, you tell one set of stories on this show, another set of stories on that show. And now, with Shane McMahon being the main offender and everything that comes with him, we are now getting the same people and the same stories told on both Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
And because SmackDown comes second, it's turning it into a Raw repeat.
Yep, absolutely. And I hated that period of time when SmackDown was just the repeat show. I even remember once when me and my friend at the time, we were meeting up to watch, I think it was WrestleMania. I was staying at his the whole weekend. I was having like a whole weekend sleepover. It was a big deal.
Adults.
Yeah, I know. Well, I probably wasn't an adult then, but whatever. And we got really excited. So we were like, we'll watch SmackDown, which will be like the big, be the go-home episode for WrestleMania. And it was literally like Booker T and another guy just being like, I'm really excited for WrestleMania. Let's show you some video packages or whatever. There wasn't an episode of SmackDown at all. And I was like, wait, you have an episode to do. Like, why is there nothing here? I hated that period of time when it's that. And it's when they started doing the Raw Super Shows.
Yes.
Was when they killed it off, and then they said, oh, we're going to have all the SmackDown and the Raw guys on both shows now. Like, oh my God.
I forgot about the Super Shows.
I know.
That's what the wild card is.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a Super Show under a different name.
And that is why I hated it from the off. Because as soon as they said wild card, I was like, it's the Raw Super Shows all over again. I was like, no, this is it.
Because I think up until this week, Raw has, well, obviously the big SmackDown stars are on Raw, but to argue the good side of this, the big Raw stars have been on SmackDown. Like the Usos have been really great on and delivering good matches. Who else?
I was going to say Roman. No, he's the SmackDown guy now.
But there were Lacey Evans.
Miz?
Shane McMahon does not count. Miz
he wasn't on
is
this
a
one.
Raw guy.
He's a Raw guy now, though. The thing is, you're saying all these big Raw stars. They're the people that got good on SmackDown, like the Usos and the Miz and stuff like that. So are they really Raw guys?
But this week was the first week I felt that Raw got the better end of the deal. It was a Raw Super Show. And SmackDown, as much as I love him, got Drew McIntyre.
Yep.
And Lacey Evans. And it just didn't feel like there was a fair split there. On Raw, you've got Brock Lesnar, you've got Seth Rollins, you've got Kofi Kingston, you've got Becky Lynch.
She Raw now?
She was SmackDown, but because she's the Raw Women's Champion, she's now listed on Wikipedia, super accurate,
right,
as a Raw star.
As Raw. So she wasn't part of the Superstar shakeup, nor is she a wild card, but she has gone from SmackDown to Raw.
I think you can argue that does work out on a technicality, though.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Sure.
But on SmackDown, as much as I love all these guys, it felt so lacking in star power.
Yeah.
Elias, Drew McIntyre, R-Truth are 3/4 of the main event, which is really just to get one guy over.
Yep.
Kofi Kingston and Kevin Owens open the show. Like, it just felt very lacking in star power, SmackDown, where while Raw had a lot of faults and SmackDown was an easier show to watch, I don't think Raw I would never say Raw lacked in star power this week.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Miz curse continues because now the Miz has gone to Raw and now suddenly SmackDown is worse again.
That's a good point.
I don't understand.
Well, Raw, I think, had it beat in worseness.
Okay, yeah, no, that's true, yeah. Raw, I think, has the potential to be better if that's how they're going to treat it with like the wildcard rule and stuff. I think in time to come, I think Raw is probably going to get mildly better, or maybe SmackDown's just going to get more worse than Raw.
Yeah.
Maybe
There is only a finite amount of good in this entire company. So this the most egregious example of the entire wildcard rule so far came in this episode of SmackDown, and that was Shane McMahon Appreciation Night. There he is. So this was essentially the same segment we got on Raw the previous night, where Shane just comes down to the ring, talks about how great he is and how rubbish Roman Reigns is because they're going to have a fight at Super Arabia, and Drew McIntyre's beside him, being intimidating. And the only difference really was that Elias was there too this time. Mm-hmm. And both of those segments, no, the Raw one didn't end with a 24/7 shenanigans piece, did it?
No,
it ended in a match and Roman came out and saved them. Anyway, it was just like a really uninspired copy and paste segment of the previous night.
Yep.
But you've got so many other people on your roster that you could devote this time to, but it's getting absorbed by what WWE think is the most important thing. And Shane versus Roman is an important thing, but it should only be on one show.
Yep. Absolutely, yeah. They're focusing way too much on Shane, and that's not anything new. But I think, like you said, they have so many other people. Like Andrade got to cut a promo this week, that lasted about 20 seconds, and that's it. Like we got a WWE.com exclusive of Finn Balor. Like you have so many people that need to, especially guys like Andrade and Finn, who get over from their in-ring work and how good they are at wrestling when they don't get to do that, and all they get is to say, "I've hurt my back," and not going to be wrestling. How are you going to how are you going to make stars? How are you going to do anything with these guys? They need time to do that, and all of it's just been taken and enveloped by Shane and all his cronies. It's terrible.
Buddy Murphy.
Oh, God, I forgot he existed. I forgot he existed.
Yeah.
God, that's terrible.
So there was a slightly interesting thing here in the Appreciation Night. I don't know if you picked up on it. Mm-hmm. He introduced his own video package, which is a perfect heel thing to do.
Yeah, it was great.
The video package was edited to make him seem amazing. That's the right way to use it. Baby faces should not be saying, "And here is a video package recapping my feud with so-and-so." Mm-hmm. But he said afterwards, "Wow, our production team is amazing."
Yep.
Under the awesomeness of Kevin Dunn.
Yep. Give a shout out to Kevin Dunn.
So apparently, Shane McMahon and Kevin Dunn are good friends.
Yeah.
When the Vice article came out a couple of years ago about the big backstage rift in the McMahon family, Shane was aligned to Dunn. And apparently it was Dunn who kind of politicked to get Shane back into the company. And the other side is Triple H and Stephanie McMahon, who really want to replace Kevin Dunn when they get the main power, reportedly.
Yeah.
So that was an interesting dynamic, especially because Dunn is never mentioned in WWE.
No, never.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's very rare if we even get to see him. And if we see him, it's by accident. Like something will happen to be like, wasn't that Kevin Dunn?
Yeah.
Was he supposed to be in that shot? Or we'll accidentally hear him over the producer's mic or something like that.
Or it'll be half a shot because he wears a cape, doesn't he, backstage?
Exactly,
Usually over an organ.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's perfect.
Not a piano organ either, like someone's organ he's ripped out
of
a Diva Search contestant.
Absolutely, yeah. It was a strange shout. And then people start to boo that, and then he goes, "No need to boo Kevin Dunn." It's just like, you're a heel. They're going to boo what you say. Sorry.
Well, I think maybe it was used as a very weird way to get heat.
Yeah,
Heel heat from a specific part of the audience.
Yeah, just the smarky ones like us.
It was and just like so many days after AEW, which had different style of production, not massively, but it was different to the Dunn style, not Crash Zoom all the time.
Yeah.
And he brings it up. It just very strange.
Yeah, it was.
But anyway, Elias starts to do a song thing. R-Truth runs in, trying to run away from Drake Maverick. He pins Drake Maverick.
Which makes no sense.
That doesn't work, right? He should just run away. I thought that was the point.
Exactly, because there's no match. You can't win the match. If you pin someone, whoop-de-doo, there's no match. Like, it's not like a guy said, you guys are in a match now, there needs to be a winner. If someone pins the champion, they win the belt, but there's no match. The person can't retain their belt in a match.
Yeah. It's one long championship scramble.
Yeah.
Yeah. It never ends. And but anyway, Truth beat Drake Maverick. He jumped up, realised where he was, and the mid-card of Evil beat him up, and Elias became the 24/7 champion. And then later on in the night, we got another Shane Proxy versus Roman Reigns main event. Yeah. Which was good. Like, it had... Roman got a big babyface pop when he got the tag.
He did.
So which is better than it has been in previous weeks. And the ending was quite fun as well. R-Truth was worked over for ages. Roman got the hot tag. He ran wild. Drew McIntyre went to Claymore him on the outside. Roman just was like, no. Nope. Stepped out the way. You know how Samoa Joe does?
When
someone dives.
Yeah, and he's like, nah, I'm not going to catch you.
And so Drew just lands flat on his back on the commentary desk and makes this almighty slap sound.
Yeah, that was great. And then because Roman had Shane, which was the distraction that Drew was trying to go for. And then as he went to Claymore, he kind of split Shane and Roman. So Roman still couldn't get his hands on Shane because Shane ran away, which is fine. Yeah, I enjoyed that. That was cool.
It was a nicely choreographed spot.
It was nicely done. And then after they got back in, Roman hits Elias with a spear. 1, 2, 3, Roman wins. Which was fine.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But what I really liked was that R-Truth got his title back off the back of this. And then, Roman wins. Oh, yeah, of course he does. Yeah. R-Truth regains his championship. I love you, Roman. Thank you.
I am glad you found optimism in that one.
Oh, did you not like the finish of the show?
It's not that I didn't like it. It was just like, so R-Truth got it back. Like, I want to see as much as I didn't like the 24/7 championship announcement itself, the fact there was 3 champions in one night, and I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. And R-Truth has got the belt. He can do some fun comedy stuff with it. And they did their version of comedy with him running away and all that stuff that he did. And I was like, okay, the R-Truth stuff is over now, and we'll have Elias as a champion for a bit, and then it will pass on to someone else, and they'll keep hot-shotting it between people, and they'll have their little funny skits that they can do. Now it's back on R-Truth again. I'm like, they're going to do more of the running away crappy comedy stuff now. I'm like, it just left me a little bit flat afterwards.
Unless it does what would you call it? When he keeps on winning the title.
It was like the Houdini of hardcore. So he'll be the... I can't think of anyone that does more escaping things that isn't Houdini.
Zack Sabre Jr.
Yeah, sure.
He'll be the Zack Sabre Jr. of WWE.
Of the 24/7 championship.
But like he could give Charlotte a run for her money on title reigns.
Oh my God,
She's like a 9-time champion in 3 years?
Yeah.
He could become an even more champion in
great.
a couple of weeks.
That'd be fun.
But yeah, it was. I liked it. Truth's a 2-time champ. I mean, I liked it within the confines of WWE. If you ask me, alongside Breaking Bad and The Sopranos, I don't rate it that highly. But anyway, that's the sort of main event storyline that ran through the show. Let's get over to your super chats with Randy Andy Datson.
My camera's just stopped working.
Oh, mate.
Well, that's unfortunate.
That's what the people wanted.
And I'm not even sure this is working now.
Is it still broadcasting?
No.
On YouTube? You can see the YouTube feed.
Yeah, it seems to be.
Well, okay. Well, we're still going. Your mic's working, isn't it?
No, that's the thing.
Okay.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I could just say them to you, and then you can.
Well, okay. Bring me your laptop, and I'll just go through them. Yeah. Technical difficulties, folks.
Yay!
The one time Luke isn't here. We said, don't worry, Luke.
We need
Luke.
Luke.
Be okay. Okay, so let's go through your super chats. Judas Black. Mm-hmm. Did they really cheer for having earthquakes?
Yeah, I'm gonna come to that later. But I was Losing my mind about
Luke's
that
running
one.
in to help
Makes
us out.
no sense. Hey, Luke.
So
Make
this
no
was
sense.
that's how great a heel promo Daniel Bryan is.
I don't get it. Why is he a heel? I don't get it.
I don't think even like awful people like fracking. And he got people to cheer fracking, essentially.
He got people to cheer fracking and cheer earthquakes.
Tim Ardent, Ireland, says, hey guys, what do you make of Vince Russo tweeting that WWE and AEW are working together? Also, sorry for not answering your question yesterday, Randy. My name is pronounced Arndt.
Arndt.
So Tim Arndt.
Tim Arndt.
WWE and AEW working together?
No.
Bro.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't
Stupid.
think that's
Ridiculous.
working.
Yeah, no. Not happening.
BM Chambley. Ollie, I have a burger. Taking lunch. See you in 15.
All right, then.
I can't be there. I'm doing this show. But thank you. JPCROTC, what do you think of the breakout year that Teddy Spaghetti has been having? I don't know who Teddy Spaghetti is.
I have no idea.
Are you just laughing at the name Teddy Spaghetti?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like he's having
name.
a great run of it so
Yeah.
far.
Props to him, I guess.
KJ says, Bayley, This Is Your Life segment was 2 years ago today.
Oh, my God.
That segment is the definition of trash.
Yeah, it really is. And now she's SmackDown Women's Champion, so, it makes stars, obviously.
Yeah, directly off the back of that. That was the start of
Yeah.
the rebuilding process.
2-year storyline to now.
I mean, that is the popular go-to for worst ever.
It is. It's pretty bad.
But people, like that Old Day segment, which came either 8 months before or the summer after,
Yeah, that was pretty bad
was
too.
also excruciating.
Yeah.
WWE's been terrible recently, but I wouldn't say anything's been as bad
No.
as This Is Your Life.
Yeah, not that period. No,
Yeah.
nothing was as bad as that. That was the worst.
Thank you, Doug Simpson, for just your generous donations there. RJ Calmarin says, wait, you're not MJF? Is that towards you?
I assume. Do I look similar? Not
No,
really.
because you got a big beard. You got a
Yeah.
big bushy beard.
Yeah.
Did you see in the Shane Appreciation Night promo opposite the hard cam? There was a big sign that said, "You're not MJF."
You're not MJF, yeah.
So potentially it's that.
Probably that.
And then Adrian Wells, thank you very much. Sal Garcia, Ollie, they are doing your fantasy booking of Roman and the family. I guess with Lance and
Lance
Anoa'i.
and away, yeah, not, the family like the Usos and
Usos.
everyone else.
That was also part of a big heel turn, I believe.
Yeah. Which I don't
So
think
I
can
wish.
work now.
Well, that means they'll totally do it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Chris Field, what did you think about Lacey versus Bayley match? Do you think they're going to do Charlotte versus Lacey? We'll get on to the Lacey
Yeah.
versus Bayley match
We'll
in a
talk about
bit.
that later.
But yeah, what do you think about the Mega Blondes imploding?
Good, because I don't want to see Charlotte and Lacey together. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think they were a very good act together because I feel like their gimmicks are almost too similar. So
Yeah.
that Charlotte was just being Lacey rather than being Charlotte. So I don't really want to see them together. So that's good. Not really interested in a match between them though. I'd rather they just kind of drop it as it is now. Lacey goes back to Raw, Charlotte stays on SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah, hopefully
Cut
this
ties.
was just more of a split
Yeah.
of the two.
Exactly.
I'm getting an update in my earpiece. How's production looking, gang?
I think we fixed it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Did
Thanks,
everyone
Luke.
else just hear that?
Yeah,
If people can confirm in the chat that they can actually hear me,
that would be grand.
that would be ideal. How far did we get, Ollie?
We just
got to
answered
now
the
ready for me?
Lacey Charlotte
Lacey and
question.
Charlotte question was where we got to. You're not on cam yet, Luke. Just waiting.
See, yeah, no.
No,
that's a black
no, it's
screen.
gone again. It's gone
If I-
again.
Do I just have to click on myself?
That's right. Go back to it. Carry on. I'll fix this.
And we're
More
back.
technical difficulties.
What did you prefer? Andy being available to hear or no Andy? Let us know in the comments.
Don't do that.
Ollie, blah, blah, blah. Omar Diaz, shouldn't Roman be the 24/7 champion? He pinned Elias.
Yeah, I mean, so Shane ruled that the 24/7 rule was null and void, which defeats the point of 24/7, the name 24/7, until the match was over. So he didn't win the title, but then after that he was like, I don't want to win the title.
Yeah,
Our
yeah.
truth have it.
Yeah,
which
shows
is,
how important it is.
really important title, guys.
Imagine if that's where the heel turn came from. After all these years. R-Truth, mate, take the title. 1, 2. Oh! And then he just beats the living crap out of...
Spears him.
Truth.
Spears him out the ring. Yeah, it'd be great.
And then he pins Elias.
Yep. Becomes
Double turn.
And then he holds the 24/7 championship ransom. And always avoids everyone. Always retains it every time.
It's money. That's how you compete with
Flawless.
AEW. Okay, let's give this another go. Randy Datson.
Yes.
Are we good?
What was the last question you asked?
We just asked the Roman should be...
Okay, Danny, your boy DeVito says, Wiggles the Pig to AEW confirmed.
Wiggles the Pig.
Wiggles the Pig and Wilbur the Cow. Those are the two animals that Daniel Bryan mentioned in his promo.
I thought I was behind on my Teddy Spaghetti.
And in response to your question about if people want... most people do seem to want me here. Some people are saying no. But thank you for asking anyway. Abhishek Kiswani says, just wants a cheap pop for himself.
Abhishek Kazani.
Yeah.
It's cheap, so I'm not doing a full.
Right.
It's just a cheap one.
Lil Slug Main, thank you very much for your generous donation. Jobber JJ says, how will Fox feel about seeing a Raw repeat?
Yeah, well...
Yeah, that's a good question.
It's what they wanted. It's the it's like that sort of monkey's paw fable where you think you want something. They ask for all the stars.
Yep.
But okay, we'll give you all the stars. But you're going to get the same story.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll give you the stars in the same show.
Who else? Morning guys, says Anton H from Chicago. Did you guys catch Moxley burying W creator and Vince on Talk is Jericho? Great podcast.
Yes, I've been listening to it. I haven't listened to it all yet.
I haven't listened to it yet. I've been a bit busy today. It's on the to listen list.
I've nearly finished it. I'm going to cover it in my news tomorrow. It's got a remarkable opening where he's like, thank you so much WWE. I wouldn't be the man I am without you because I was just John Moxley before I joined you. You built me up as a character, and now everyone knows me, and now I can go out there with a bigger name and do what I love.
That's good.
That said, let's bury WWE for 2 hours. And then that leads into these stories, which is great.
That's great.
Yeah, it's a fascinating listen. I very much recommend it.
Cool.
Ant Wilson says... Owens pinned clean on SmackDown. Ziggler only doing Super Showdown. Kofi beats Ziggler, then gets chair beat down on Kofi. Lesnar's music hits, cashes in. Lesnar new face of SmackDown on Fox.
Potentially, but I think if they, as we talked about yesterday, if they do that, they'll hold off until closer to the Fox deal, the switch.
Yeah.
So I don't see that happening.
Yeah, I mean, when does the Fox deal? Is it
October?
October.
Yeah.
And I think the next Saudi show is in November, isn't it? Because I think if like a Brock championship win, Saudi Arabia is a great place to do it because you won't get as much negative feedback from the crowd in Saudi Arabia as you would in anywhere else in the world.
And sometimes when you've got bad news, it's best just to lump all that bad news in together. And then from a viewer, you're like, I don't know what to be angry about.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It all feels like one bit of bad news when actually there's loads of bad news.
Exactly. So
there's a
it'd be
famous
good place to
quote.
do it.
I think it was Aleister Campbell or some PR guy from the early noughties where they announced the war on Iraq in the UK, and he said, today's also a good time to mention those budget cuts because it'll get lost in the news cycle. So that's one way of doing it.
Yep.
Marco Juarez says, too much Shane.
Yeah, definitely too much Shane, and probably too many questions at the moment. We'll get back to your super chats after we've remedied these production issues. But for now, let's get into the whole show of SmackDown, which began with Kevin Owens.
Yes, it did.
Kevin Owens, who said he did not attack Big E.
Strange. Yeah. Why would Big E say that he did then?
So I didn't hear this. I thought the attacker of Big E last Tuesday was a bigger mystery.
Yeah.
And it was implied that it was Ziggler, but then Ziggler denied that. And then on Raw on Monday, Kofi said Owens attacked Big E last week. And I didn't know, I don't remember hearing that.
Yeah.
And now Owens is saying he didn't attack Owens. But someone sent us a clip where, Big E's rolling around on the ground going, it was Owens! Does sound like, ow, Owens.
Yeah, there we go, yeah. So maybe this is like maybe, I know I'm being crazy here, maybe WWE is doing some sort of long-term storytelling. Sami Zayn got attacked. Still don't know who attacked him. Big E got attacked. Now everyone's denying it. Are they doing some sort of long build for like a Bray Wyatt or someone? Like, what's it for? I don't know. I know I'm being way too optimistic to think there's actually a point to all of this, because I don't think there will be. I think the Sami Zayn one was just to write him out of the match, and I think the Big E one is because he's still injured, so they wanted to keep doing that. But I'm optimistic that this is actually going to lead to something. Maybe.
So the thing that keeps getting me is how Sami Zayn was sacrificially hung up. And I guess Bray Wyatt would be an answer to that. I was thinking Aleister Black.
Yeah, also
because he
one.
keeps on talking about waiting for someone to come to him. So maybe he's going out and attacking people. And then what a great way to re-debut Aleister Black right into the WWE title picture.
That'd be great.
That would be amazing.
That'd be absolutely class, yeah.
I don't think that's what they're going to do.
No, not at all.
I think Big E attacked himself.
He did it for The Rock.
Or Xavier attacked him.
Oh,
Some version where the New Day turns heel on itself.
Oh,
it's not what I want.
No, that's terrible.
It's what I think Vince McMahon wants to give us.
Yeah, of course. Terrible. So, yeah, the show actually opened with like a video package of Ziggler attacking Kingston. And then Kevin Owens did his entrance. And the commentators said for about the first time of what would be about 200 times this episode, it's the pay-per-view caliber main event match to kick off the show. They said that so many times.
Yeah.
It's
They've got their
annoyed me
buzzwords.
so much. Yeah, they got their buzzwords. And then after Owens does his entrance, got another video package of Owens and the New Day story being recapped and the whole story they had of Owens joining and then turning heel, which we already saw at Money in the Bank, but they're going to show us again anyway.
Yeah. It was, like, at least it wasn't Raw, because Raw took about an hour and 40 minutes before we got a proper match.
That's true.
So this only took 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was overjoyed with how fast this sipped along.
Yeah. I would have preferred it if they just came out and had a match, but that's just me.
SmackDown is benefited tremendously by Raw being a buffer between it and AEW Double or Nothing.
That's true.
Otherwise, I'll be a lot more down on this SmackDown episode.
Yeah, for sure.
But Kofi came out. It was, I would say, a pay-per-view caliber match.
It was good.
I thought it was a really good match, but I didn't invest in any of the drama.
Not at all.
Because I didn't think Owens was going to beat him at all, because it's the opening match. And I've already seen Kofi beat him completely clean just 8 days ago.
Yep.
So rather than it feeling like a big deal, it just felt like a copy and paste thing, just like the Shane McMahon segment from earlier.
Yeah, I did not buy into near falls, I guess, because he did. Owens had a couple of good spots in this match where he did he super kicked Kofi, who was hanging on the ropes, onto the outside, and then did a frog splash off the apron onto the outside. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then got him in afterwards. He kicked out with two, and then he did another frog splash from the top rope, and I was like, these are some really good spots. Like, this looks cool, but Owens isn't winning. Like, I'm not buying this at all. And then, of course, as is the case with every week of Raw and SmackDown, the ad breaks just kill it for me. I take myself out of matches. As soon as ad breaks hit, I'm gone out of these matches. It's so hard for me to get back into a match after I've seen an ad break, because I'm like, well, I'm not seeing any wrestling anymore. I'm sitting here and I'm bored now. It's the worst.
So you've got the shrink screen ad breaks
shrink screen
in
ads.
SmackDown,
Yeah.
but you've also got the hard
and then the hard
breaks.
ad breaks. Yeah.
I didn't notice that as much here. It is a problem, and it's not that wrestling has never had ad breaks. Wrestling has ad breaks since as long as I've been watching it. But you're right, it's where WWE choose to put the ads. So rather than see the bits of the story you need to see to sort of invest in the drama of the match, that's where they take the ad break.
Yep.
Because while that is probably low-key the least interesting part of a match, because it's, sometimes rest holds, sometimes back and forth, that they look at that and think, oh, it's not crazy exciting, let's cut that out. When really, they should keep it in, because that's what you need to follow where everyone is.
Exactly, and to invest in the finish that comes and the near falls and stuff. If we'd properly seen Owens do his beatdown of Kofi in the ad breaks, then I probably would have been like, oh, this is really good. Oh, that was a close near fall and stuff like that. But after I'm just seeing an opening bit where it's just a little bit back and forth, and then I see Owens hitting these big spots and he's getting a near fall, I'm like, oh well, like it's not enough there. So it's a good TV match for sure. I wouldn't call it pay-per-view caliber.
Pay-per-view caliber.
Pay-per-view main event caliber, I should say.
Carmella and R-Truth were shown sneaking around backstage next. Why does Carmella have to be carried piggyback style? Surely that would slow Truth down.
Yeah, but don't you understand? She's a lady. She can't run as fast as a man.
Her knee still hurts from Money in the Bank.
Oh, was that actually explained?
No.
Right.
No, you're just chatting rubbish.
But they hide in a room from Drake Maverick. Mm-hmm. I love Drake Maverick.
Yeah.
But I think he can easily take him out backstage, especially when Carmella's there too.
Former United States champion, R-Truth, not that long ago, might I add.
Oh, yeah.
That happened.
Hey, Pete. WWE has 1 billion combined social media followers. How many do you have, All Elite Wrestling? Stupid T-shirt company.
1 billion social media followers. I wonder how many of those are unique, though. Because that's combined over, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. A lot of those are going to be the same kind of people. So I think that's a little bit inflated. And also, isn't that across like all of their Twitter accounts as well? Like not just WWE Twitter accounts, but I think it's the superstars' Twitter accounts as well, including those sets.
That would make sense.
They like big numbers.
Hey, yeah, they're in the promotion game. I mean, really, that's probably 679 million. But they've WrestleMania'd it and
absolutely
rounded up the attendance figures. I've just written Russian bots. They exist.
Yeah, totally that.
Then we got probably my favourite thing on the show, because how could it not be? Daniel Bryan cut a promo. Bryan and Rowan came down to the ring to talk about SmackDown's non-existent tag division to Kayla Braxton, the lady who cruelly snatched a microphone away from a girl, from a young child, the previous night. No heat for her whatsoever.
No, definitely not.
And Rowan was... He's not a promo guy.
No, he's really not.
I don't get why. Just have him. He's a lot more scary just there saying nothing.
Yeah. But he's considerably less scary when he says, knock, knock.
Yeah.
Why is he cutting knock, knock jokes?
Knock, knock. Who's there, says Kayla Braxton. The SmackDown Tag Division, says Rowan. And Kayla says, the SmackDown Tag Division who? And then Rowan laughs. Exactly. So it's not even like a threatening Monster Kane style thing.
No.
It's just him trying to be goofy. He shouldn't be a goofy guy.
No, that's like something that the New Day would say.
Yeah.
Not Rowan.
And then make fun of how bad that joke is.
Exactly. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I laughed at that joke because I'm a terrible person and I appreciate terrible, terrible humor. But that I shouldn't be laughing along with Rowan and Bryan. Like that's not the best use of someone like Rowan, who's big and intimidating and has a very intimidating voice. If they're going to make him talk, make him say intimidating things. The brief time when the Bludgeon Brothers did their little down is up is down promo type things, I liked Luke Harper in it, and then I listened to Rowan and I was like, oh my god, I'm scared listening to Rowan. Like, he has a really deep, intimidating voice. Don't use it for knock-knock jokes.
Zingers.
Zingers, yeah. It makes no sense to me, but...
Give that that John Moxley, Chris Jericho podcast a listen, because he does talk about just how out of touch Vince is with humor that connects.
Yeah.
In 2019,
and
this stunk of it.
Yeah.
But Bryan just carried on. He was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever, Rowan. Let me cut a very good promo." And they're in Oklahoma, and he's like, "Oklahoma, you're rubbish. You have fracking here. You have fracking to the extent where there are more earthquakes now than in California, which is on a tectonic freaking plate."
Yay!
And the crowd like, boo! Don't you say anything bad about our fracking, which is poisoning our water supplies and destroying our infrastructure. So yeah, that's how good he is.
I don't understand. He's like, you get more earthquakes, and the crowd cheered for earthquakes.
It's like the roller coaster of the globe. Whoa, they're fun. I've never been in one. So Bryan said they're the planet's tag team champions.
Mm-hmm.
I thought we were going to get different belts, but they've still got the blue ones.
I thought they teased they were going to have different belts because I thought when they first won them, they said, we're going to go away and make new belts.
Yeah.
That was literally, they said very straight up, just like, we will have new belts soon. But apparently not. They've still got leather. Mm-hmm. And no one's called them out for being a hypocrite this time yet.
This brought out Heavy Machinery, which I like as a thematic touch.
Mm-hmm. I like Heavy Machinery's theme. As they come out, it's very industrial. Lots of tung, tung, like metal sound and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, that's cool. That I can dig that. It really works. With the content of what Bryan just said, combined with Heavy Machinery's look and their theme and stuff, it worked.
Yeah.
Worked really well.
And they came out, but then Tucker ruined all that thematic promise with the line, as much as we love having fun, it's time to get down to some serious blue-collar business.
Mm-hmm. It's the same line as Lucha House Party from Fuego when the commentators used to say they used to love having fun.
Love having fun.
Who doesn't like having fun? Having fun is fun. That's what makes it fun. That makes no sense.
It's infuriating. Anyway, they just walked away after that. This segment just ended. There was no beatdown, was there?
Because, no, it wasn't any beatdown or anything. But the one thing I did like about this was when Tucker did say, as much as we love having fun, Otis just screams of like, he just goes, yeah! off mic, which I really enjoyed. I just like seeing Otis do that.
Otis didn't really say anything here, though, apart from that off mic.
No. And he just said, what was it? He said, as much as we love having fun, time to get down some blue-collar business. We want to take the tag team titles or something like that. And then Otis just kind of said, yes, that is what we want to do. He didn't really say anything. Didn't add anything to it.
Title.
Yeah, pretty
Brian
much.
Munchkin.
That's what we're going to do, Tucky, etc.
So you excited about that feud? Heavy Machinery, Bryan and Rowan?
Depends what you call excited. I'm more excited for it than a lot of other things in WWE. I think it could be very
Relatively excited.
Yeah, in the WWE scale, I am excited for it. I mean, obviously they're not going to be fighting at Super Showdown because Bryan's not going to be going. But what's the one after that? Stomping Grounds? Is that the one after? I assume it'll probably happen there. I think it could be a really good match, and I hope it is. I hope they're given enough time to work a good story into it because I think it could be, one, very funny, but two, it could also show how good Heavy Machinery are. They might, wow the crowd, and it might actually get them over. It might make them stars, which I'm looking forward to. But having said that, I don't think it probably will be, and it's probably not going to be great.
Yeah, I don't think Heavy Machinery are a revival-style team where you give them a long match and they get over. They're a spot-based comedy team. I've never seen anything of them to say they're a legit in-ring good tag team.
That's fair.
And I look at this. I was initially excited about Bryan becoming tag team champion. I thought there was a lot of stuff they could do there. And I feel like this is bringing Bryan down now rather than Bryan elevating a division, which is where I thought it was going to go. Yeah. So I'm not as high on this as I could be.
When they're the champions and they bury the entire division, how are you going to make a star of that? It's them just being like, well, we're champions now. It's literally just like them having the titles and just saying, well, I guess we have no challenges now because we're obviously the best ones, so I guess we'll just wait around or whatever. Like, they're not being stars. They're not doing anything good with it. They're just there. Yeah. Which is not great.
After this, we got Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville in the backstage area. Mandy Rose is on front of a magazine cover.
Muscle and Fitness. Her.
Which is enough to build an entire women's subplot around. Male matches, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying men's matches, male wrestlers, seem to be on the front covers of magazines all the time. And sometimes they're mentioned, but it never plays into a storyline.
Never, ever.
At the most, it plays into a little backstage skit for a bit, but it never plays into the actual wrestling side of things. And again, it's just that it's not like gratuitously sexist, but it's a low-key unconscious misogynist way of thinking that is going to isolate female fans from your product.
Absolutely.
You got to be on a magazine. It's just like the old Vince mentality of, you're a Playboy centerfold. But he can't say that anymore.
No, exactly.
So you're on the front cover of a magazine.
Yeah, it's literally
you're so pretty. That's how you bring value to the world.
and that was what this was as well. And I understand for Mandy's character, it makes sense for her to gloat about it. I'm on the front cover of a magazine. Isn't that great? and she can show off all the magazines and say, look, I'm a Muscle Fitness. Aren't I amazing? Everyone should read this because I'm on it, etc. That's fine. That makes sense for her character. But to then have that play in to... they could use that to then set up a match. If they had a backstage segment where she was being too annoying, and then they found Ember Moon, which is what happened, gave her the magazine, she said, go away, I'm trying to read. And then she was like, no, you should really read this, and annoys her. She's like, fine, let's have a match. Fine. Then that's it. But no, they didn't do that. They took the Muscle Fitness magazines, they found Ember Moon, gave them all to her. Ember Moon went, and then sat there reading a book, and then it was Mandy Rose versus Carmella.
I was like, oh, okay, so it's a Ember Moon versus Mandy Rose match now.
Yeah.
No, it was a rematch from last week.
Yeah.
Which wasn't
baffling.
like this epic encounter that deserved retelling. That was like a 1-minute match last Tuesday.
Yeah.
I completely agree. This Ember Moon stuff is ridiculous as well, because they go up to her. They're there being all cool with their magazines, all the kids with their magazines these days. Mm-hmm. And Ember Moon's sitting on top of a production crate and she's reading a book. Mm-hmm. Like she's writing a book report for school. And I was like, oh, what is this an interesting book? Because I glimpsed the front cover, and it kind of looked like maybe a Dungeons and Dragons fantasy style thing. I thought, well, that makes sense for her character. It's what she's interested in. That's cool. That's a nice way to bring her personality through on TV. No, it was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I just don't understand. It was so lame.
I can't give you an answer to that. I don't know. Why? What?
You know where that works? If Finn Balor's reading that. That's a funny joke.
Cool. Yeah, that's funny.
But I don't know why Ember Moon would be. It's like, maybe Vince thinks that's still current.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Like I said, I have no answer. I'm speechless to this because I don't understand. But then it gets even worse, though, with the magazine stuff, because it doesn't stop.
No.
It doesn't just go, here's a backstage segment and that's it. Then we have Mandy versus Carmella. And the match goes for too long. It went about 2 minutes. Too long. And the finish came when Sonya Deville came on the apron, held up the magazine and said, look, pointed at Carmella and said, look, it's Mandy Rose on the magazine. And Carmella just apparently is now distracted, even though she knows the magazine's there and she's on it. And then Mandy rolls her up, which is, of course, the best finisher in the entire women's division.
Oh, yeah.
The roll-up.
Protects everyone.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this match.
Yeah, it was lame.
Really bad.
I just don't get why you're not using Ember Moon. Like,
she's right there.
Yeah, I forgot that Ember Moon was on SmackDown, and then I saw her, and I was like, oh, it's against Mandy Rose, but at least we'll see Ember Moon wrestle.
Yep.
And maybe, heaven forbid, have a storyline for the first time since coming up to the main roster. But nothing.
No,
then we got Truth being chased backstage. This was peppered throughout the night.
Former WWE champion Jinder Mahal trying to ambush him and then got beaten by a bonk to the head. So, that happened.
Then Aleister Black cut another promo in his darkened room, which I thought was one of the best ones he's delivered.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say yeah. For the character that they're trying to do with him, I think it works really well. I just don't like the character that they're doing for him because he seems a bit... It's too Bray Wyatt for me. He seems a bit like psychotic, and it was when he was saying he delivers his lines really slowly, which can work, and it's a really good style to do it. But then towards the end, and he starts smiling, and then he's saying just I'm waiting for someone to pick a fight with me, and it's all really psychotic and weird. It's okay, you kind of lost me a little bit there. If you just kind of kept it serious and just I'm waiting for someone to pick a fight with me, and it just kind of faded out like that, I think that would probably be better.
You see, when you delivered those two versions, I was more excited by the one with intonation.
I'm not actually cutting a promo right now, but I for the character they're doing, he's delivering it very well. I just don't agree with the character
I like the delivery. I liked it at the end. Just because all the other four have merged into just a black room. Yeah. But this one I thought was at least had something. I don't think he's stepping on Bray Wyatt's toes either, especially considering how down that rabbit hole Bray's gone.
Yeah, not current Bray Wyatt. Yeah, old Bray Wyatt. Sorry, I should have clarified.
And then we got the Shane McMahon Appreciation Night. Good God, I don't want to talk about that again.
Oh, man.
Then Tea Time for Two. The Mega Blondes, Lacey Evans and Charlotte, drink tea backstage because Lacey Evans is a sassy Southern belle and they're sharing tea. Someone said on Reddit that Charlotte is so unlucky. All she wants is to have tea with people, but they keep turning on her. This is what happened with Becky.
Yeah, it's such a good spot.
And this turned into Bayley versus Lacey Evans, which we've already talked about a bit.
Yeah.
Charlotte was on commentary for it. They had a pretty okay match. I like Lacey in the ring, actually. I'm surprised by how much I enjoy her little spots. Like, she's got a few, the dabbing of the thing.
Oh, no, you didn't.
The slingshot elbow. I like some of the bits she does. But she is if she was a male wrestler, that's a mid-card act.
Absolutely.
And you would never get beyond mid-card because it's not a proper three-dimensional character.
She's like, I want to say Elias, in that she's got a good character, and I think she has a couple good spots. Like, Elias has a really good, knee lift strike.
Yeah.
Looks really cool. And Lacey Evans has a couple cool moves, but he won the 24/7 championship. He's not main event caliber, nor should he be. And I don't think Lacey is that level either. I think she's very comparable in that sense. She's got decent in-ring work and a solid character, but that's it.
Yeah.
There's nothing spectacular about it.
Yeah, Bayley took her to quite a good match, but Bayley punched Charlotte, who was on commentary, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because it was the babyface showing some aggression for a change.
It's nice.
And then Bayley got in the ring. Lacey rolled her up. The referee sort of missed a bit of a visual pin. I don't know if it was a full 3 count. Bayley reversed. Referee saw 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Bayley sort of scampered away, and then the Mega Blondes imploded. Charlotte and Lacey scuffled.
So because Charlotte had chased Bayley into the ring after Bayley had punched her, the referee didn't count Lacey's roll-up because Charlotte was still in the ring, kind of being wanting to chase after Bayley. Eventually, after Charlotte got out of the ring, that's when Bayley countered the roll-up, and then she got her win over Lacey. So Lacey was thinking probably Charlotte screwed me because she would have won otherwise. So yeah, they implode. Lacey attacks her from behind. Charlotte gets a big boot on her, and then they both
with no shoes.
Does that make it more or less impactful?
I guess less if you've got a heel there. She was wearing heels before.
If she's wearing heels, yeah, absolutely. I was thinking for wrestling boots.
Let me just take off my shoes so I don't hurt you as much.
Sorry, I don't like feet.
You don't like feet?
You don't like feet?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So...
At least I prefer that to you just going, oh yeah, I really like feet.
Charlotte hits her with a big boot. They both kind of stand up and then stand on the ropes, looking across from each other, being like, grr. So hopefully...
Vince probably sees that and is thinking, SummerSlam. SmackDown champion versus Raw champion.
So I'm hoping this is the last of the two blondes together for now, which is a shame because Charlotte had just debuted her new gimmick of being Lacey. But hopefully that's just that's to the end of them now. Lacey can go over to Raw and be Lacey on Raw, and Charlotte can stay on SmackDown and be Lacey on SmackDown.
Yeah. Women's division feels really weak again.
Yeah, it does.
Surprising how Ronda left and they weren't spending as much money on it anymore. And then they slipped back into their old bad ways.
Shocking.
Then we got a bunch of Super Arabia stuff crammed into a 10-minute promo package montage.
Undertaker's going to be on Raw.
Yep. I wonder if Goldberg will be.
Well, they haven't.
As a surprise entrance.
They don't do surprises anymore. What are you on about? They'll announce that ahead of time. They need to get ratings.
Yeah. So he's going to be on Raw ahead of Super Arabia next Friday. They did a different Randy Orton versus Triple H video package, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, the video packages are always excellent in WWE.
I've put it twice in my notes for this episode. God, WWE can really do video packages, can't they? Because they did the Shane one. Was amazing. Really cool. Loved it. And it worked great for a heel character. Shame I really don't like Shane, and he's not as good as the video package makes him out to be, and I know that, but whatever. This one, it's such a shame that there's no story for Triple H and Orton, because there's such a good story to be told, and we've just not seen any of it. From all the history that they have, and all the fights and everything that's happened with them with the Evolution, and then breaking up, and all the things they've done since, and Randy Orton being part of the Authority and stuff like that. There's so much story for them to go off, and nothing's been done. They're just like, here's a video package, done.
I don't mind it. I'd prefer this than Randy Orton and Triple H actually building a feud on TV.
I guess that's true, because I'd much rather that time go to something else. But
Yeah.
then again, I'd rather this match just doesn't happen.
It's a Super Arabia show. It's a one-off special exhibition match, which won't play into anything in the long run. So
No.
I'm fine with how they've promoted it.
guess.
And then it's just a one and done.
Yeah.
And then we got that WWE.com promo from last week where Finn Balor said the doctors didn't clear him after Money in the Bank. He wasn't even smiling. That's how serious this was.
Finn Balor's lost his smile.
And then it cut back to Andrade, and Andrade said, I'll beat you at Super Arabia.
Yeah. Bless Andrade. He's trying his English. And honestly, he's got quite a good voice when he talks. So hopefully, if his English does improve and he keeps cutting these promos, hopefully he'll turn into a really good promo.
Yeah,
in time,
or
in future.
You just have Selena Vega
You just
do it.
have Selena Vega do it. Yeah, I know. I'm being Vince in this
Because
scenario.
now she's just standing there.
yeah, she's just going.
Yeah. And that's not the best use of her. The best use of Andrade is to wrestle.
Yeah.
The best use of Vega is to cut promos and cheat
Yeah.
and do that Hurricane Rana thing she always does.
It's beautiful, especially the Spike one.
And together, they are greater than the sum of their parts.
Yeah, they really are. I don't know.
But Vince sees them and said, no, I want you to be the complete package, and I want you to be the complete package. It's difficult.
Makes no sense.
And then we got the main event of Reigns and Truth beating McIntyre and Elias.
And the recap of Firefly Funhouse before that.
Oh, yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know,
I don't even
whatever.
write that down anymore.
Yeah.
So I gave it a smack bang in the middle. What did you give it? I never review SmackDowns.
I would give it. What's 2 out of 5? Is it SmackDowner?
SmackDown.
SmackDowner. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I'll be honest with the people at home. I don't watch Raw and SmackDown all that often. Normally, I'll catch some highlights if there's something good happens. I'll watch some YouTube clips and stuff like that. It's the first time I've watched a full episode in a long time. I don't regret missing episodes. I was not very entertained.
Sports entertained.
I was not very sports entertained. It was fine. Is the best it will get, I'd say.
But let's have some super chats from Randy Andy
let's
Datsun.
hope that this is okay now.
Let's try it.
People said it did it when I was on camera, so I'll just talk for a second and then see what people say. But some people are suggesting that why isn't Becky Lynch taking the WrestleTalk magazine out into the ring and... Cause she's on the cover.
Yeah, she should be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'll take everything back I said about the muscle and fitness stuff if they do exactly the same thing, but with Becky Lynch and the WrestleTalk magazine.
Yeah, I mean,
That'd
who
be fine.
would promote a magazine so much?
I don't know.
Who would do it?
Genuinely, I don't know.
Who would do it? And
Not a
then
clue.
also go to WWE. Go to WrestleTalk.BigCartel.com to order this, and also pre-order the WrestleTalk Almanac for this year that's available.
Apparently I sound perfect. Also, your comment brought out all the foot fetishists.
Oh,
apparently, Asuka has cute, tiny feet.
Please stop.
So, Kratos' Forgotten Son starts us off. He says, I think MJF is my new favourite heel. I'm looking forward to seeing his future.
Definitely. Yeah,
He's great.
I'm just so excited to see new talent that can cut promos.
Yeah. What a shocking concept that one is.
Maxman475 says, hey guys, I live in Australia and work overnight. I'm always pumped when WrestleRamble comes on.
Oh, that's good.
We're pumped that you're here.
Accompany you through those.
Bonza Ray
Nice.
says, Elias got his first title win in WWE tonight. They are finally building stars.
Yeah, that 24/7 title is a star maker.
Really is.
Look at Robert Roode.
Luke Owen has slid into my DMs to say, it wasn't when you were on the camera, it was the camera. So there you go. It was
Right.
just the-
Okay, cool.
Thank you for Luke for sorting that. Cactuar Cloud says Battle of the Blondes will keep Charlotte off the title scene, so maybe Ember gets a shot at Bayley, or will there be Champs versus Blondes tag again?
What, like another? Yeah, I don't know. I think this is probably building to a Charlotte Lacey match, but
I hope not.
but then like one of them would have to turn face. Like that would be so heel versus heel. I've never
Very rarely
seen
works.
it work.
I've seen it work. Well, no, not strictly heel versus heel. I've seen there was the SummerSlam 2017 match, I want to say, which was the Fatal 4-Way with Lesnar, Joe, Reigns, and Strowman, I think. And Joe, Strowman, and Lesnar were all heels. And Reigns was going through a bit of a at the time. So they were basically all heels, apart from one which was a bit blurred. And Strowman was a bit tweener as well at the time.
As was Joe after the match with Brock.
That's true. Yeah.
From Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire, which was actually a really good show. Terrible name. But that one, super loved it, super invested in it, and none of them were out and out baby faces, which I think it worked really well. But that's an exception. That's not a common thing. Lacey versus Charlotte would not work.
You can put the magazine down. If
No,
you like.
I'm promoting the WrestleTalk magazine.
Sean Turner, who's one of Ollie's favourites. Idea: bring Sasha
Oh,
back,
Christ.
have her drop a pipe bomb, and make it the summer of Banks. Make her the female CM Punk right after the Bayley Sting idea.
Why not? Why not?
Sure. What would Banks say
Summer
in the pipe
Banks.
bomb? Because it's already kind of been done by Punk over years of frustration and all that. So what would Banks say
So you just,
to
she
become
could
the
just
big
put
star?
Charlotte in where John Cena was. That's it.
I like you, Charlotte. I like you a hell of a lot more than a lot of the guys in the back. I hate
but
this
it'd be in
idea
her
that
bo-
you're the best.
It would be her irritating Boston.
I wonder how much I can do of that promo after the fight. I hate this idea that you're the best.
Because you're not.
Because you're not.
I'm
the best.
I'm the best in the world.
In that ring.
That's later. That's later.
On commentary. Even on commentary.
Even a commentary. Nobody can touch me. Yeah.
Thank you. The Grizzly Gentleman says, WWE fans since 94 can't do this anymore. Sterile, insulting product, no heart or passion, ever going to change. Would you still watch it if it wasn't your job? No, I wouldn't.
I'd watch highlights, I think.
I would watch
just,
pay-per-views.
I'd watch pay-per-views and I'd keep up to date with what's happening.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't watch the shows.
I'd listen to, because I went through a long period in the early teens not watching WWE, because I was like Die Hard, Impact, TNA as it was back in the day, or indie wrestling, because I was at the first shows of Progress. I don't bring that up that much. And I would just listen to the Solomonster podcast, and I would know all the storylines going on and all the backstage news, but never had to sit through it.
Oh.
That's when it was 2 hours long.
Oh, crikey. Well, you could do what I did. I went through a period, I think it was from Mania 30 to 31, or maybe it was a different year, can't remember. Fell out of wrestling for like a little while, and I just watched WrestleTalk videos. That's all I did.
Pete, you stole my line.
I'm sorry.
Steve Wynyard says, have you seen Talk is Jericho? Moxley buries WWE. Yeah.
I've listened to Talk is Jericho. I haven't seen Talk is Jericho.
It's a good podcast, just like the WrestleRamble.
Just
Karate Cat says, hey from New Jersey, I've been a fan for a couple of years now. Keep up the good work, guys. Heart emoji.
Thank you
Thanks,
very much.
Karate Cat. Brad Grove says, did you see the Support Wrestle Talk and Save Us Triple H signs in the crowd during the Kevin Owens and Kofi segment on SmackDown?
Saw the Support Wrestle Talk one. I didn't see the
Support-
Trips one.
Support WrestleTalk one.
Keep making wrestling fun to watch, fellas.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.
Job at JJ says the quest for Drake Maverick continues to find truth. Truth.
Oh, truth. Yeah, he's on the quest for truth. Yeah, that makes sense. The truth is out there.
The truth will set you free. Did you know?
Sorry, I just jumped a bunch of people.
That's
Ryan
fine. I'll
F
just sit here.
says, I'm from Oklahoma, so I got a kick out of the digs.
Literal digs. Like digs right into the center of the earth that's slowly damaging your
Deep
community.
oil drilling.
Nice. Javier Reyes 405 says, I feel like Kofi should be main eventing SmackDown. He is the world champion after all, but it was a championship pay-per-view caliber match, wasn't it?
I mean, he has main evented the vast majority of SmackDown so far.
And there was nothing on this show that I thought was like, well, that should have been the main event. Like, everything was just kind of like middling. Like, the Roman tag match wasn't main event worthy, I wouldn't say. Like, the best thing on the show was the Kofi Owens match, which could have gone on the main event, but like, it doesn't. That's the same as what's been happening. And sure, he's a WWE champion, and that should generally main event the show. But then, like, there's nothing else that even comes close to that. I think there's no main event angles they've got right now. Strange.
I don't mind what they did, just because you set up the main event in the Shane segment, and then I think as a close to the show, the Truth winning back the title is actually very good. So I stand by their idea.
Yeah.
You know the Argo line? It's the best bad idea we've got.
Yeah.
Degenerate Forever 84 says opinions on what Moxley said in Jericho's podcast.
just fascinating. And it's what we suspected all along, that he was very creatively stifled there. He hated coming to work and doing the hokey S word for as long as he did. And just really interesting stories about how the wrestlers have to treat Vince and how Vince has this magical power to convince a lot of people that what they're doing is good and worth doing. And I think he genuinely believes that as well. Yeah.
Absolutely, he does, yeah. I'm very much looking forward to listening to it.
Jobber JJ says, why are wrestlers blocking you guys on Twitter? I think it's probably a response to Baron Corbin blocking Luke. Ryback's blocked me.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm blocked by because I don't search people.
I'm blocked by Baron as of today. I found that out. Which is a shame because I'm talking about how overpushed he is. I actually always say I like Baron's wrestling and I think he's a fun promo, but he just shouldn't be in 4 segments every week and wrestling for the Universal title.
You're not following your tweet to him. Because you tweeted him one of your silly tweets.
Maybe it was.
Could have been, or it could have been. You know, when he responded to WrestleTalk about
he may have just looked in our bio and seen who's the main people on there.
Exactly, but
did block me.
Yeah, I'm not blocked.
Well, Randy Orton blocked me from out of nowhere.
He did.
Because I used to make fun of him having baths instead of coming to work.
Frederick Ernegren. Oh, he's from Sweden. So hello, fellow Swede. How happy are we over the fact that Luchasaurus is now all elite?
Yeah, he was one of the standouts of Double or Nothing. He was very physically impressive, and he's got a great look. So
the mask is scary.
Zach Lintner says, need more Housemate Hyman.
Housemate Hyman will be back on Screen Grapple.
He will.
And also we're doing some Screen Stalker stuff as well with him and Laurie. So he shall be featuring on the expanded universe.
Indeed.
A lot more.
Bryant Hoyt says, Bayley beat Charlotte for Raw Championship and beat her WrestleMania and now Money in the Bank. Do you buy Bayley having Flair's number?
That's a story they could tell. They'll probably forget about
Pretty
it.
sure Charlotte's beaten Bayley plenty of times.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, sorry, just a quick one. We were talking about people facing each other. How many times do you think Baron Corbin has faced Finn Balor since they've both been on the same roster? I'm talking main shows and house shows.
Dazn told me this yesterday,
so
I already know the answer.
Years. Is it 2 years?
Yeah,
worth?
I guess so. 2 or 3 years.
On TV, not house shows. You said.
And house shows.
And house shows.
Yeah, I already know the answer.
I'm going to say 72.
92.
I was going to say 98, and I thought that's too high.
Well, they all guess in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
It's 92.
Wow.
Yeah. It's absurd.
Droz Walker 9 says W need to make current champs mean something.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that's
Victor,
not a hot take, that one.
Victor Rivera says, I have an illness and the only remedy is more Andy. That sounds like you're hitting on me, which I'm fine with.
The option is death in that choice.
Jeb Sonnen says, you are not Luke.
Yep.
Wait a second.
Well spotted.
You told me you were Luke.
Well.
We better go check in some cupboards.
I can't see, by the way. I'm medically blind.
Chris Fitzgerald says, will rating go down if Vince has Brock win his cash in? And if so, do you think they'll go down far enough to where they take the title off him quickly rather than having him hold it hostage again?
No, I think he'll hold it till SummerSlam if he cashes in at Super Arabia.
Yeah, which I think
to win.
He might because they've announced his appearance at the show, right? But he doesn't have a match. Yeah. So,
Small Afro Games, which is Jaron Walker, because Luke's not here to say it. When Andy turns his camera on, there's massive echo. That was earlier, but it's
cool.
Fine now.
Right,
Thank you for that. Dustin Pylon says, I missed Ali this week. No cool outside promo.
Yeah.
God,
there's plenty of people who are not getting TV time that could be getting TV time because you've got 2 shows to tell your stories on.
Yep.
Llewellyn Isaac says Kevin Owens claimed he didn't attack Big E. Like Big E said, Big E working with Ziggler for a heel turn. Zig and E do have history, as we mentioned last week.
And AJ Lee comes back.
Yeah, AJ Lee comes back. CM Punk comes back after that as well with AJ Lee. Yeah, it all works. Yeah, perfect.
Big E gets the old
The old singlet.
singlet
Serena comes
on
back.
as well.
It starts doing the 5
yeah.
count gimmick. Yeah.
Luke Gallows is there.
Yeah.
Tim Arndt. Was it Arndt?
Arndt.
Tim Arndt.
Yeah, as I thought. Just thought of a way to get nuclear heat at Super Arabia. Baron pins Seth in 3 seconds. And on the next Raw, he trashes the Universal title to bring back the spinner belt.
That's one way of doing it. Yeah, not even have Brock do it.
That would be... Honestly, I wouldn't mind it. Honestly,
With a big
I wouldn't
B in the
mind it
middle.
because it would be so funny. It would provide me
No.
with so much entertainment.
It shouldn't be a spinner belt though. It should be
a Baron Corbin belt.
A belt with a waistcoat.
Yes. Yeah, perfect.
A cummerbund. Javier Reyes again says, at least Baron isn't on both shows.
For now.
Yeah.
He is though in spirit. Because it's that Baron, Lashley, McIntyre, Elias, Shane, and Sami Zayn sometimes. It's that group of people who are just aggressively mid-card. It's like beige. You know, when something's so boring that they start to annoy you and you're like, but there's nothing about you. Why are you annoying me so much?
Yep. Yeah, it's
Basic.
exactly that.
They're basic.
They're basic.
Do you know what sign language is for basic?
Really?
You're basic.
Tomo says, I feel like I would fit perfectly sitting in the middle. Anyway, I think
Tomo.
I know who attacked Sami Zayn and Big E. None other than Bayley Sting. I love you guys. I love me as well.
That would be the only payoff that makes sense.
I would love Bayley Sting. I don't think I've mentioned my Bayley Sting stance because I don't think I've been on a podcast yet. Bayley Sting's great. It should definitely happen.
Okay. Well, you just said Baron Corbin should beat Seth Rollins. In
I
3
did,
seconds.
yeah.
Ollie, you have to help me pronounce this name. It's something. It's like Ollie's surname. No, Laurie's surname, and then it's like a woodworking guy.
Yeah, no. What could that possibly be?
Oh, like Blaine?
Yeah.
A woodworking guy.
Yeah.
Woodcutter. Blaine
Yeah,
Woodcutter.
Blaine Woodcutter.
Yeah.
Blaine
That's the one.
Woodcutter says, not even Chopper Pete and Randy Andy can escape the mid-card presenter vortex of olive oil Danish.
Oh.
Ooh, shots
Some
fired.
shots fired right there.
Shot fired from Bradley Treeman.
Johnny Ace Gaming says, I think Big E's re-injury is a... Do you think Big E's re-injury is a punishment for all the tweets about
No, I think he's
AEW?
still injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Because-
they just had him on TV.
Yeah, I mean, he was scheduled to be out for months and months and months. So
Yeah,
when they
at
said
least
he was
3,
coming back,
you know,
I was
he's
like,
back on
there's
the
no
mark.
way he's already,
Yeah.
Wasn't it
cleared.
until like 2022, according to Superstar Billy Gray?
Oh, no, you know,
ridiculous.
that's what Big E tweeted that as a joke, and then lots of people, like some people, like some dirt sheets actually thought, oh, okay, we'll report that then. Not us. Steve Wynyard says, what percentage chance someone like Sasha comes out and confirms what Moxley said about WWE?
Not right now, because I imagine she just wants to play it safe, just wait out your contract or whatever. If you're in their situation, I wouldn't rock the boat.
No.
Yeah.
Because like contract and legal issues are just the worst.
Yeah, and I mean, even if and when Sasha does leave and does all the contract stuff, I don't think she'll be saying the same things as Moxley because she's not had the same kind of complete. Well, I guess she does have a very similar shift of character, but it's not. She's not doing hokey S word in the same kind of vein that Moxley does. She might have frustrations with the creative process and stuff like that, but
no hokey S word like the couples therapy.
Oh Christ.
Rocky Balboa says, hey, Ollie, Pete, and Andy. Hello, Rocky.
Hi, Rocky.
Hey, Rocky.
Tomo says, guess what I'm giving you? That's right, money.
Tomo.
And then Friedrich Ernegren says, and it's disappeared, what about W starting a Twitter account for the 24/7 belt where we can get the title side of things?
Well, they could add that to their social media followers.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Then
definitely.
they get 1.1 billion. Be great.
Alistair Gammon says, moustache break.
Bum 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 bum. Well, do the next question. I'll keep
Adam
it going.
Daily
Bum,
Live
bum,
says,
bum,
if Heavy
bum,
Machinery has a
bum,
title
bum,
match
bum,
at Stomping
bum,
Ground
bum, bum,
pay-per-view,
bum,
they
bum,
won't
bum,
get
bum,
cheered
bum, bum,
because it's in Brian's home state of
Washington.
I wasn't listening.
Yeah, no,
I
not a
was
clue. I have
singing.
no idea what you just say. I was very distracted
Heavy
by the
Machinery
moustache
won't
break.
get cheered at Stomping Ground because it's in Washington.
It's in
Okay,
Washington.
Possibly. But Brian's so good. But yeah, he he was a
He
baby
likes
face in
Washington.
Washington, and he said
Heavy
you are
machinery
educated.
will be heels and not do any of their comedy spots. Yeah, no, it won't work.
Jeffrey Pridemore says Shane versus the entire Samoan dynasty in a gauntlet match takes all of SmackDown. Shane wins, of course, best in the world.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kratos' Forgotten Son says Screenstalker shout out here. Great channel. What is Ollie, Chopper Pete, and Andy's favourite movie and video game?
Oh, okay.
Shall I go first? Someone
Go on,
camera?
Em.
Do it.
Favourite video game is Hogs of War.
Of course it is.
The single greatest game of all time.
Yeah.
And movie.
Harry
Harry
Potter.
Potter.
No, it's
3.
not. I think the Harry Potter films are way overrated.
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, possibly.
Sure.
Which one?
Hobbit
Part 2.
Return of the King.
Oh, the film that doesn't end. Nice.
Yeah, it should end about 20 minutes before it does.
Yeah.
24/7 championship runs in the version I watched recently.
My favourite film is Kingsman: The Secret Service because it's ridiculous and crazy. I love it.
Ever?
Yeah, I love it.
Huh.
It's so stupid, but it knows it's stupid. And I love how crazy and wacky it is. I enjoy seeing, God, I've forgotten his name now, Colin Firth. I enjoy him just seeing murder a bunch of people in a church. Really,
great.
it's
It's a great
just
scene.
fun. It's just a film I like to put on and just like, this is fun. I like this. Favorite video game? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. Great
Favorite movie? It's a Wonderful Life.
Mm-hmm.
And favorite video game? Probably Zelda Ocarina of Time. That's
a good shout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a shout out to About Time, the romantic comedy starring Rachel, what's her face, and McAdams and Domhnall Gleeson. That's a great film. Judas Black says Joey Ryan passed on AW. Is he going to WWE? Well, he also passed on WWE. So.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Ryan.
Yeah.
I thought he'd be a perfect fit for AEW.
Apparently not. No, I think he just wants to keep doing his own thing, just be independent and go everywhere and do everything. So, more power to him.
We've got 10 more, so let's get through these. Mirage Desai says Brock cashes in on Kofi as no big heel on SmackDown. Kofi losing to anyone else would not be fitting. If he tries on Seth, I see it as a failed attempt and Seth winning and taking the feud into SummerSlam.
Ooh. And I think Lesnar's cashing in on Rollins and Lesnar wins.
I mean, Rollins has been feuding more with Lesnar than he has with Corbin. So...
Danny DeVito copying me and doing a prediction of what The Undertaker's promo will be next week, which is just Goldberg will rest in peace.
Yep.
And that's it. Kratos' Forgotten Son. One last question for today, I promise. In regards to the World Wrestling Talk magazine, is it still possible to buy the digital issues 1 to 4? Currently only 5 to 9 are available digitally. Thank you, my friends.
Yes, it is, but there's only so many products we can put up on that shop page, so we had to take those ones off. So we'll look into that. Send Andy an email.
Andy at WrestleTalk.com, and I'll figure that out for you, Kratos. Thank you very much, Jeff Zanzibar, for your generous donation. Cool Stuff 9217 says Triple Threat Universal Title match at Super Arabia.
Triple threat? What, Brock cashes in before the match starts?
Guess so.
do a Rollins cash-in, like at Mania 31, for poetic justice.
That's a terrible idea.
Yeah,
No.
don't do that.
Heist of the day.
Yeah.
Fred Martinez Jr. says R-Truth is by far the best European champion thus far. Long may he reign. By the way, you keep wrestling fun, and Texas loves you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you
We
very
love
much.
Thank you, Texas.
Yeah, thanks, Texas.
Zach Lindner says you've done an admirably acceptable job today.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Was that directed at both of us?
I
Just
think
me
it was
replacing Luke?
It's
or
the
who?
show.
I think
It's
it was
the
at me.
show.
Yeah, cheers, man.
Hangman AJ Wilson says please have Regal win the 24/7 title on NXT.
That would be brilliant.
That'd be amazing.
By
I love
accident.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Someone
Oh.
will attack him.
Oh,
like
bugger.
Undisputed Era will attack him, and then he'll fall on the champion and score a pinfall accidentally.
2 more. Chris Fitzgerald says WWE to AW confirmed. And
good one.
finally, of course, it's Tomo says,
Tomo.
God, I love me. Also, everybody in the chat, you guys are all right, I guess. I think that's probably because he keeps asking everyone to spam his name in the comments.
Yeah, it didn't surprise me.
Tomo Mania is running wild in the live.
Someone
It's all
knows how
thanks
to get
me.
himself
I put him
over.
over. It's like I put you over, Pete.
Anyway,
Yep.
it's time to do some Pledgehammer Patreon shout-outs. Thank you very much to all of our Patreons. These are the $25 a month or more. So, Nathan, for you, Ford.
Woo!
Thank you very much. Luke came up with these. I don't understand half the references.
Yeah, no, me neither. Can I see
You
your...
can see that,
I can
can't
see
you?
that. Shower lurker, Jacob Bates.
I think that's
That's a bit weird.
No, that's okay. It's a Psycho reference from
Okay.
Norman Bates.
Right.
It's not just
Get it.
calling him
Cool.
a shower lurker.
Not just saying he lurks in showers.
Undefeated Bianca Roman Urena.
Undefeated. Crinius, the killer clown.
Yeah,
Woo!
Crinius.
Yeah.
Salutations, Josh Salome.
Salome.
No, you did so
Salome.
well at the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
Kirsten. Just Kirsten.
Joe, just Joe. T-Rex Joseph Clamoran. T-Rex Joseph Clamoran.
Yeah.
Say it twice for you.
Leader of the boys, Dalton Sizemore.
Which, if that's his real name, is one of my favourites. Other than
amazing.
what's the other one? Michael Miss Lyon, Miss Mikeys.
Miss
Lane
Lane
Mikeys. Got it.
Hey. Girls on film. Evie Duran.
Yeah, easy. One of our-
Duran.
Wise man say Soren Weisner?
Sure.
Certain Wiesner.
Thanks,
Come on,
Soren.
man. And lastly, it's the Toxic Dogma Avenger.
Ooh, yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Please click the videos that have just appeared on the desk to catch up with the latest WrestleTalk awesome things, and this button right here, which will make you a pledge hammer on Patreon, and you can get shout-outs here too. I've been Ollie Davis. This has been Chopper Pete Quinnell. Over there has been WrestleTalk.com's Randy Andy Datson, and that was Rambling.